What's going on, you guys? This your boy Bill Mahari here, represent Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Salute to the entire LDBC. Salute to the greater boxing community on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hey guys, I wanted to give you guys some a bit of a breaking news stories that happened yesterday. Salute the Boxing Ego. He put out a great last thing, and he had a chance to go in on this. But for a lot of you guys that haven't seen this yet, um, let me get down to the story right away. Okay. Um, Mr. Nicholas Adbury, who was a professional boxer from Walt Hagen, Illinois, who was in the heavyweight division, worked with Tyson Fury's team as a sparring partner last year in preparation for the Deontay Wilder fight. Okay. Now, he released the video on his Instagram page, where you can check out the link in the description box below the video here. Okay. Now, the big story that came out of it was is that he released the video showing that the sparring gloves that Tyson Fury was using was basically tempered with no padding on it. Okay, so if you look at the video on the Instagram page, okay, it literally shows that there's no padding on the gloves there. Literally no padding whatsoever. So therefore, anytime Tyson Fury would hit anybody, there would be no protection from those hits. Okay. And then he showed another video and showed another boxing gloves that he was using that had the same padding there. You know, when you press on your thumb and you notice that the padding's there and you can't press it right through the gloves. Okay. The gloves that Mr. Adbury was basically given, basically he found were basically no padding on it, which is basically he could put the thumb and the pointer finger in between the gloves and it went through. No padding whatsoever. Okay. So this kind of explains how he's been able to knock out a lot of his opponents in sparring. I'm talking about Fury. Okay. Jeffrey Thompson was good, brother. How you doing? But I wanted to give a major thanks to Fanon International Boxing for basically putting some light on the story there too. And I've already emailed a lot of the brothers of the LDBC about this story there too. But this is disgusting, okay? This is disgusting because you're basically encouraging cheating in boxing, okay? I don't care if it's sparring or actual match. You don't remove padding off the gloves of any other fighters, okay? And the fact that the video showed that there was basically no padding in the gloves there really is a disgusting act. And I'm very, very angry about this. You feel the anger that's coming out of my voice right now when I'm talking about this? This is Luis Resto, Panama Lewis type stuff. And for those of y'all young fans that don't know about that, let me make sure I get the year right here. Luis Resto. Okay. Luis Resto. Um, Luis Resto, June 16th, 1983. He beat a young up prospect by the name of Billy Collins Jr. And basically, they were Luis Resto was using gloves that literally had no protection, no padding whatsoever. Okay, and he suffered horrible injury. Collins Jr. horrible injuries to his eye and to his face that made him retire from boxing for good. All right. And then a year later, Mr. Collins Jr. died from a tragic car accident. All right. And then it was investigated by the New York State Athletic Commission that Panama Lewis took off the padding off the gloves of the fighter. And the fact is, this is really a disgusting act. All right. And as a result, both Luis Resto and Panama Lewis were banned from boxing for good. All right. This is really disgusting. All right. Now, Fury's team have yet to respond to this story. All right. They've yet to respond to the story. And as you guys know already, Tyson Fury right now is in the WWE trying to get some publicity because his boxing matches are not doing too hot right now since he signed with Top Rank. But the fact of the matter is this, that removing padding off the gloves of a fighter is literally it's basically you're basically breaking the code in boxing. All right. There's no excuse whatsoever for taking off a padding off the gloves of the fighter just because he wanted an advantage. Are you kidding? And what it also detailed, what it shows was that Ben Davison was also the same guy that gave the same nasal spray to Billy Joe Saunders and basically was using it as a PED and was forced to give up his belt. All right. Let me tell you something right now. The UK fighters right now, I should say the country of the UK in boxing is really on question right now. You've already had Dillian White, failed a drug test, and they went on to fight on Oscar Rivas, okay, because he wanted to be the mandatory for the WBC belt, okay. You had Billy Joe Saunders failing a drug test, okay. You got Tyson Fury acting the fool right now, not knowing what if he wants to fight Wilder or not. And then you also got Anthony Joshua ducking fights every single time. And now he's going into the biggest fight of his life, which I think he'll lose. And then you got the promoter, Eddie Hearn, always coming up with lies every single time he moves his mouth. Now, I'm gonna do you guys a favor. I'm gonna post the Instagram account for Mr. Nicholas Adberry. I'm gonna post it right now. Right now. Is 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 Adberry's Instagram account. There you go. So this is his Instagram account right here that I just posted on the live chat. Okay. Now let's go ahead and check out the chat real quick. Act reaching my New York brother was good, brother. How you doing, man? Duke, what's up, OG? Jeffrey Thompson says UK is in hotbed right now for crooked convert in boxing right now. That's right, indeed. Duke says for sure it is. Nitty G, what's going on? How you doing? Jeffrey Thompson said he needs to say his ass in WWE for good. I agree. I definitely agree with that. But the fact of the matter is this: you remember when all the word came around, the Tyson Fury camp that he was basically knocking his dudes out in sparring. This might be the big explanation about what they were doing in those camps. Okay, the padding was basically out of the gloves for the fight. And Duke just said it best there. The padding was probably out of his gloves for the when fighting Wilder too. There might be. We just don't know. I doubt it. It might be, but you know what? I can't question it. It could be the case. But this is really disgusting. Listen, we've already had lost another boxer, Patrick Day, because of his injuries in the ring. Okay, but don't y'all know? But y'all know this, all right? And anyone in boxing understands you don't remove padding off of the gloves of a fighter. All right, this is completely disgusting. All right, I'm so enraged by this, but at the same time, I'm not surprised. This is the kind of crooked stuff we're seeing in boxing. All right, guys getting failing for drug tests, promoters saying horrible stuff, trying to make contradictions and try to control narratives. Okay, and now you got this padding incident, though, bro. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting, and we as the LDBC need to make sure that this story needs to get out to the public ASAP. Rocky. All right, if they're gonna, if the old media likes to click on black fighters for the things they've done, why not do that for Tyson Fury, huh? All right. Sergey Kovalev charged with domestic violence. And now you got this story coming out that Tyson Fury may be using, tampered gloves in his sparring matches. All right. It is absolutely disgusting. I cannot recall to you guys how angry I am about this story. You feel the anger that is coming out of my voice? I mean, there's no excuse whatsoever. All right. But also, salute to Boxing Ego for posting out the story there, too. Hey, Act Reacher, shut it. All right. I don't want to hear nothing about Lomachenko, all right? Lomachenko's an overrated bum. I want to hear nothing, all right? And he got one loss. Deal with it. See, Ackreach know how to get me going when it comes to Lomachenko, all right? So that's the point, though, man, all right? Listen, Fury's father also said after the Wallen fight that Fury needs to really change his team. He needs to start changing some things in his team or he will lose. And you know what? I have to agree. I definitely agree with that. Was agree, man, because this is really some shady stuff, and I'm really disgusted by this. All right, but we already know that Tyson Fury is a shady character, always, all the time. But for this to come out now, for this to come out that the fact that he used tampered gloves in his sparring matches is really disgusting. Law Williams, the law, what's going on there, brother? How you doing, though, man? All right. So, and then Jeffrey Thompson also said that UK is literally willing to kill perceived as dangerous opponent just to justify for a W. Shaking my head. Yeah, exactly, though, bro. What's up, Tony Dor? How you doing, man? He says, I take padding on my gloves all the time. LOL. That's some cold shit. Yeah, it definitely, man. It definitely, absolutely. Now, if you guys check out the Instagram video here, I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna get the video up right now. Just give me a second here. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. Let's get this video up there. Copy this there. There you go. There's the Instagram video right there in the chat. There we go. So you guys can see it for yourselves. What you're gonna hear in that video is Nicholas Adbury basically showing you on video the padding on the gloves there, where he pinches the glove in between the thumb and the pointer finger, and it goes right through. Okay, this is absolutely disgusting. All right. Yep. Go ahead and watch it, brother. Go ahead and watch it, Tony Dewar. But this is really disgusting stuff. Okay. And it's also salute the Boxing Eagle for putting out this story there too. All right. Last night, it was a very epic live stream. All right. Is it the one that Eagle posted? Yep, absolutely. But right now, but also, I also emailed the video to the other brothers of the LDBC. All right. So this story needs to be shared everywhere. All right. This needs to be shared everywhere. This has to be a story that needs to be exposed out there for the fraudulent person that Tyson Fury is. All right. Now again, Tyson Fury's team have yet to respond to these allegations, but in the last few days, we've heard nothing. So if this comes out, all right, homie, it's hot. Yep, exactly, exactly. If this already comes out that Fury was already using illegal gloves in his sparring matches, do you understand what kind of damage this does to boxers there too? All right, what they were trying to do is trying to give Tyson Fury some confidence heading into the Wilder fight by basically taking out the padding and showing and basically using his own bare knuckles in the gloves. All right, like I said, this is basically Luis Resto, Panama Lewis type stuff. All right, it's literally the one code you do not break in boxing. You don't take the pads off of the boxing gloves. You understand? And Duke says, if you're an amateur or a pro level, you may want to retract that statement. I think he was just kidding though, bro. I think he was just joking around. But that's my point on this thing, though, guys. So I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and watch that video. But this video needs to be shared everywhere. All right. This needs to be exposed once again for the fraudulent things that the UK is doing to these fighters, though, man. Tony George said, I was just mocking Fury. I don't crap. I don't do that crap. I can't respect no man that cheats. Absolutely. Yep. And like I said, Tony George was just joking around. But the point is, I can't respect the man that's willing to take off the pads of a glove just for a sparring match. Are you kidding me? Drew Titan, what's up, big man? How you doing, brother? Hey, Drew Titan, if you just tuned in just now, we're talking about about a video that basically got released Friday, and also Boxing Eagle did a live stream about this. For the new people that are just joining in, Nicholas Adbury for Wauhegan, Illinois, who's a professional heavyweight fighter, worked in the Tyson Fury camp in its preparation for the Deontay Wilder fight. All right, so he basically posted a video on his Instagram page, basically showing that one of the gloves that Fury was using was basically tampered with no padding whatsoever. Understand? With no padding whatsoever. And then he basically showed the other gloves that he was using, Adbury was using himself, that basically had padding all over. And guess what? I believe him, man. I definitely believe him. Jeffrey Thompson says, this think, this think, this can be used to suspend Fury and not let him to fight Wilder. You got that right. You got that right. Listen, if this gets into the hands of the Wilder camp, and I'm sure they found this out by now, but if this gets into the hands of the Wilder camp, I'm telling you right now, this is a perfect justification for them not going through with the rematch. If you're using illegal gloves on your sparring partners, what do you think? What do you think that the Fury camp's gonna do when it's fight night? You understand? Do you all realize that it doesn't matter about who's ducking who or anything like that? You're messing around with people's lives here. Taking off padding Do you understand that it actually could do some severe damage to your eyes, to your cheekbones, to your nose, everything, man? Drew Titan said, I saw it, fam. I need to hear what Fury response is. I want to hear the nonsense that used to justify this garbage. Agreed, man. Definitely agreed, Drew Titan. This is absolute garbage that is beyond disgusting, man. Ugh. I'm so angry about this. And remember, Mr. Patrick Day died from his injuries. All right. Yep. Tony Dore said, Duke, it's all good, big homie. I'm not serious at all. I keep my foot on Fury's neck everything that he do. That's right. And that's what we doing right now. All right. But this video needs to come out. And also, I want to give a special thanks to Fanon International Boxing for touching on this issue there, too. We need all the brothers. We need all the major brothers of the LDBC to get on this story ASAP Rocky. Because this right here, right now, this is absolutely the perfect justification of why Fury should not have to fight. That Wilder should not have to fight Fury, because if he's using illegal glove on his sparring partners, what do you think the man could do when it comes to fight night in the rematch? All right, there's no listen. That's basically breaking the code. And I will not stand here as a boxing fan and a fan of Deontay Wilder and basically justify this. Even if you're a Tyson Fury fan, you can't justify this. All right, you can't justify this. All right. Yeah, for sure, True Titan. No problem, though, homie. Yeah, but I'll check you out, though. Jay, check out True Titan, 7 p.m. Central Time on this Central, though, too. LDBC strong, absolutely. All right, y'all go ahead. Y'all also subscribe to True Titan, though, too, though, man. Real talk. But I wanted to get this story out there, guys, because this is really a story that needs to be exposed and needs to be put out there, because this is absolutely disgusting that a boxer would use, tampered gloves on their sparring partners. This could be justification of a lawsuit right there, and we don't know. We don't know the extent of the stuff that went down there. But guess what? His Instagram page, Nicholas Adberry's Instagram pages basically show pictures of him working in the Fury camp. So guess what? I believe it. I believe it. All right. And Jeffrey Thompson also said, too, he said, this is a blessing in disguise for Wilder. Straight path to the undisputed for Will Reeves. Exactly. All right? Exactly. Listen, Fury right now has no clout in the U.S. right now. All right? There's a reason why he's working in WWE for that reason, to draw more fans and more viewers. All right? But at the same time, Jeffrey Thompson also said they'll justify it. They'll justify it. Watch. Absolutely. Yep. Listen. Hey, listen. When this story comes out, be prepared for all the Fury trolls and all the Wilder haters to try to justify this kind of story. Okay, be prepared for this, because when this story starts to explode all over the boxing internet, be ready for all the trolls of Tyson Fury and all that Wilder haters to come out and try to defend this. All right, and they're gonna try to accuse Wilder of ducking Fury in the rematch. All right, so y'all be prepared for that. Understand? But I wanted to get this video out there to you guys, and y'all heard it first right here on this channel, though, bro, for sure, man. And also, Tony Dure said that, and Fury fans wanted to get mad at me for saying that I would jab that cut in the rematch if I was Wilder. You got that right. And also, the fact is that Fury is dumb enough to take out the stitches just a week after the Wallen fight. Understand? Do you see how bloody that eye was after the fight? All right? He didn't even take the fight in shape. And the fact of the matter is that he still believes that he can beat Wilder. And why are you working for WWE for that reason there, too? Man, get out of here with that, man. I'm just so disgusted by this. And also, Duke also said, yeah, Tony Dure for sure. I kind of felt that Fury was always a cheat anyways. He moves just like a fiend. You got that right. Absolutely. Okay. So like I said to you guys, I've already emailed the major brothers of the LDBC about this story, though, too. So this needs to be exposed. This needs to be pushed out there ASAP Rocky. It has to be shown into the light about what is going on, what Fury is doing, behind the scenes outside in boxing. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and then wrap this up for you guys. But I really appreciate all the support here, guys. But make sure to share this video. Make sure to share the tampering video all over social media there too, guys. But because this needs to be exposed. This needs to be shown all over the boxing scene. All right. And be prepared for all the trolling comments that come through afterwards. All right. But I'm going to be back here at 3 p.m. Central Time for basketball, for the episode of Basketball Conversations there, guys. Nitty G says, Big Coke is a clown. You got that right. And then Tony George says he's literally the biggest staller in boxing history. You got that right. Absolutely. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap this up, though, guys. But I will be back 3 p.m. Central Time for an episode of Basketball Conversation there too. It's basically a makeup episode because I missed out on my time on Friday night. But it's gonna be a makeup episode. But this is a big message for you guys. Please make sure that this video, not just my video myself, but make sure that the video that Nicholas Abray released, gets shared all over social media because this needs to be exposed immediately, ASAP Rocky, to expose for what Tyson Fury is. Nothing but a guy who's basically a drug user and the biggest fraud in boxing. He hasn't fought the best, and he's a liar. All right. That video needs to be exposed and needs to be shared everywhere. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down right here and now. But thank y'all for tuning in, though, guys. I really appreciate the support, and I want to thank for non-international boxing for supporting supporting my channel, but also making sure that the story gets out there too. You know what I'm saying? So this is Abil Mahari, represent Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Salute to the entire LDBC, and I will be back 3 p.m. Central Time for Basketball Conversations. Y'all see you later, okay? Take care, guys.